Hello everyone, I'm your host Gabe, and I hope you're ready to take an adventure to a very wholesome edition of The Analyzed Nation. Today I'm going to be talking about and reviewing 2018's Christopher Robin, which stars Ewan McGregor, Hayley Atwell, Jim Cummings, and a whole host of other fantastic voice actors and other actors as well. The first thing I want to talk about is how this is probably, in my opinion, the best of the Disney kind of live-action remakes and reimaginings of their animated properties. Yes, that includes Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella. Sorry, not a huge fan of those. Where this film succeeds, where in my opinion the others have failed, is that they try to tell a wholly new story that does not attempt to retread entirely the stories that made the original animated shows or movies so popular in the first place. In this movie, we are introduced to a Christopher Robin who has grown up, who has experienced several things down the line that have made him a person who has lost his sense of play, his sense of fun, his sense of levity, and has difficult showing emotions, and all of that is really well done and really well acted on the part of Ewan McGregor. One thing I like about this movie a lot is that this movie does what a lot of other movies I think don't do as well, in that the changes that happen to a character to get them to a point of being disenchanted with X ideal or Y emotion make a lot of sense. It's not just one event that often happens in cartoon backstories for villains, but is instead several logical steps that I think would take anyone who was such a fun and loving and adventurous child as Christopher Robin to be the kind of stick of the mud that he is through a good portion of this film. Hayley Atwell, who plays Christopher Robin's wife, does not have a huge part in the film, but definitely her acting chops come through as she provides, with limited screen time, a character that you can really sympathize with and really empathize with as well, her situation with her increasingly distant husband and the relationship with her daughter, who soon may leave to boarding school. I want to give special props to all the voice actors who really brought the characters of the 100 Acre Woods to life. All of them felt like they did in the show, but also felt like they could exist in this very fantasy, real 3D world that they were taking part in this film. Another thing to compliment is the animation of this film. The look of Pooh, the look of all his friends, are exactly what I would want to see in a live-action version of these characters. At first it creeped me out, but going throughout the film and seeing how these characters are interacting and how they look in relation to the rest of the characters, their look really gave a sense of this is how living stuffed animals would look in real life, and how they would move and how they would talk was all spot on. The core story really is this. Christopher Robin's wife and his daughter want to go away to his family cottage. The cottage and the surrounding nature from the TV show and from the beginning of the film. However, Christopher Robin works for a luggage firm, and or should I say luggage production company. His boss, played by veteran Doctor Who writer and actor and Sherlock writer and actor, is Mark Gatiss. And his character tells Christopher Robin, we need to make cuts, and I need to make sure that you're all hands on deck this weekend trying to figure this out. So he cannot go to this cottage. However, Pooh comes into the mix, and it's through Pooh interfering with Christopher Robin's adult life that really drives forward the rest of the story and all of the character growth and characterization of Pooh's other friends, and the realization by Christopher Robin that he has lost something essential in his life that was there when he was a child. One thing I love about this movie is that it really has a lot of heart. This is, again, the first Disney remake that I think does something else that the others haven't, and that is really make me feel, really make me care about what's going on and the characters and just the message of returning to childlike play and the usefulness of childlike sensibility to an adult life really hit me in the feels, if I'm going to put it bluntly. If I had one thing to nitpick, it would probably be the solution to the kind of business side plot. And I'm not going to spoil it, but basically, though I think it is generally a positive solution and a positive message that this solution to this plot is trying to bring, upon any further thought, you realize that the solution that Christopher Robin develops to this problem that his boss gives him does not really hold up. But again, this is a really, really minor nitpick because in the end, you know, it's fiction, it doesn't matter, and the important part is that he himself goes through a personal change and personal growth, not that he solves this problem. The problem and how he solves it is kind of a nice payoff to his character change, but overall not necessary to the core narrative in general. This movie made me almost tear up, it made me smile, it made me laugh, and honestly that is all and more than I was hoping for a Disney remake. I saw the trailers for Dumbo at the showing I went to, and I also saw the trailer for Mary Poppins Returns, and both of them did not have me excited. But thankfully, even though those two things were making me skeptical of what I was about to see, this movie blew my expectations out of the water entirely. And it is because of that that I am giving Christopher Robin a 9 out of 10 score. Like this video, please subscribe, and jump into the comments down below and let me know what you thought of it. A lot of reviews will be coming by as the days and weeks and months goes on, so I'd really love to have you around for the rest of my movie discussions and movie reviews. Everyone, thank you again for joining me. I'm the host, Gabe, at This Analyzed Nation, and I hope to see you in the movie theaters soon.